If you were born around the early 2000s like me, then you were probably in elementary school around the late 2000s to the early 2010s. I hope. One of the biggest joys of elementary was recess, something that is eventually stripped away from us in middle school because apparently we live in communist China. Recess was always the highlight of your day, and I guess lunch too. Running around with your friends, doing random shit, or just making up your own games to play was quite literally magical. Nothing beats that feeling of hanging with your bros, no matter how old you get. But what if the forecast calls for rain, thunder, or God forbid, a locust swarm? Enter indoor recess. Instead of running around outside, you just get to goof around in your classroom now. You could read, draw, play board games, or whatever. But if you were lucky, you might have been able to get your hands on a computer. In my elementary school, every classroom had 4 little desktops in the back of the room that would be used every once in a blue moon for education, or during indoor recess. Damn it, Teddy. But it was a bitch to get onto one. The second your teacher said, "It's time for recess," a handful of those smelly asshole kids, you know the ones I'm talking about, would rush over to the computers like their lives depended on it. Anyhow, any kid lucky enough to get on a computer would go straight to the internet to play some games, because fuck school. The one website that everyone somehow knew about and was unanimously agreed on to be the king of flash games was Coolmathgames.com. This was the shit back in the late 2000s, late 2010s era, and it still is, to me at least. I hope kids still play on this website. Cool Math Games kind of presented itself as an educational website, and it did have some math games and, things more geared toward learning, but why would you do that when they were basically just a host of millions of family-friendly flash games? Screw math and reading and homework and my stupid sister. I want to eat pizza and play video games all day long. So yeah, Cool Math Games wouldn't be what it is without the games. So let's just go ahead and take a look at some of those games. One of the dozens of all-timers hosted on this website were the Run games. It was just a simple, endless runner where you played as a little alien, but it was so addicting. Later entries added levels to beat, as well as different characters to play as that control differently. Being able to rotate the levels by jumping into a wall was also just really cool. And it is still really cool. You could take different routes in each level, which opened up some replayability and some hidden collectibles. They were just fun little games to breeze through and see how many levels you can beat in your little 30-minute indoor recess time. Now, what if you wanted to share the love and play with a friend? That's where Fireboy and Water Girl come in. This puzzle platformer series is all about working together in order to get through each level. Super simple setup, but executed very well. Fireboy and Water Girl each have certain things only they can move through or interact with. I mean, if there's a pool of water, you die if you're fired, so only go through there if you're Water Girl. Pretty simple. Weird goo, slime, sludge, kills both, don't go in them, avoid. One of my favorites was the Ice Temple one, where snow and ice were introduced. Fireboy could skate across the ice, but Water Girl could use it to climb up sloped surfaces, just introducing more stuff to expand the level design even more. Each game would slowly build off of one another, which just added to the fun of figuring out these puzzles with a friend. Another game I always loved was IQ Ball. There's kind of a bunch of these with different names, like Tarzan Ball, but they're all basically the same, just different levels. You were just a little purple ball that would swing around and grab things with your super long one-arm thing. It's, again, very simple conceptually, but it gets a lot of mileage with the creative level design and puzzles to solve. And it's just fun to swing around and control your little guy. I absolutely love any game where it's just fun to move around. And I mean, look at here, they got a Newton's Cradle in here. A series I didn't get into as much as others were the Papa's Blankeria games. Basically, these were preparing us for the minimum wage food service jobs we were all bound to end up in at some point. You can make pizzas or burgers or ice cream and all types of different food. Giving customers what they wanted was the goal of the game to earn more money, and do it in a timely fashion. But also you can make them a cum burger. All of these games and more are basic Flash games at their core, but they truly are just so well designed that it makes them fun to play to this day. Obviously, the main reason we all remember and love these games is for the nostalgia they bring us. It's nice to go back to a simpler time every once in a while. Just remember, the past is a place to learn from, not live in. Coolmath Games had something for everyone. Even actual math games if you were a nerd. Anyone could find enjoyment through this website. I had a class this past semester in college that consisted of people 19 to 21 years old. Something like that. One regular old day, the entire room got sidetracked for a good while after somebody brought up Coolmath Games and the games they used to play there, as they were using it for a project or whatnot. This led to everyone in the room talking about and sharing their favorite games. Coolmath Games, and Flash games in general, were a fairly universal part of our childhoods. Nostalgia is fun and happy and sad and a lot of things. It gives us something we can use to connect with others. It's a super powerful emotion we all experience. Maybe even powerful enough to fight Goku. So what's the point then? Well, I don't really have a big grand message for this video. I just wanted to reminisce about Coolmath Games and Indoor Recess. It was fun revisiting all these games I used to play throughout my childhood and/or K-12 years. And yeah, of course I played them during high school. During my sophomore or junior year, I don't really remember, I got really into Idle Breakout right here. Just one of those idle games like a cookie clicker, but it's breakout and addicting. I even got back into it over finals week a few-ish months ago instead of studying for said finals. Looking back, maybe not the smartest decision, but I haven't flunked out yet. If you're feeling extra saucy today, feel free to comment some of your favorite games from Coolmath Games or any other website for that matter. Now, I'd love to talk more about all these Flash games, but I have to get back to my minimum wage job at Papa's Burgeria. Oh man, some freak ordered 20 Cumburgers right before...